Hi guys, I'm Shmi. Hello, good morning, and welcome back to the channel where today you join me with the Ford GT here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But I'm actually here for this, the new Shelby GT500, and I am very excited to announce that I am going to make the commitment to adding one of these to the garage. More on that later on today, but just feast your eyes behind me where we have the cars in all of the different specifications. I think there are over 40 GT500s today, making plenty of noise as everyone heads out for the first drive. Now that is going to be coming very soon. Today though, we're going to take a look around the car, hear the sights and sounds of one of the loudest and coolest Mustangs that I think has ever existed. This is the Shelby GT500 and it's a future Shmee-mobile. There is just this constant grumble of supercharged V8s as the various cars start up to head on out for the drive. But just take a look at this for a moment. This is the GT500 with the carbon fiber track package. So you can see the carbon wheels, the extended splitter, the large fixed wing at the rear. This particular color, the orange, I think is going to be the choice that I'll go for. I'm not sure about the black stripes or maybe having a black roof, but the car, I guess as you know, supercharged V8, 760 horsepower, the most powerful Ford ever. In fact, that is over 100 horsepower more than that, which is quite unusual, both though track-focused beast, the mid-engine supercar, the front-engined ultimate muscle car. It's something that since it was first introduced, immediately I absolutely fell in love with this car. I mean, it's a Mustang, but it's not just any Mustang, it's a Mustang with 760 horsepower. They sound insane, and in fact, let's get this started up quickly. This is my car to film with today. I can't give you any driving impressions at this moment in time. We've got the start-stop button here. Just take a quick listen to this. What an incredible bark and grumble. It just sounds insane, and that's one of the big drivers. Now, you might know that this car isn't actually on sale over in Europe. That is a small technical hitch. So let me just touch on this quickly. I intend to purchase one out here in the USA. I've had a few options of cars which don't have the carbon fiber track pack. Very few of them do, which is something, of course, that I would like. So I'm slightly on the fence, waiting in case that is possible. But what I'd like to do is get one over here, use it next year for a tour, kind of like how I've been using the GT, and then eventually import it back over to Europe as well. But just look at the car. It's of course based on the new generation Mustang. You can see all the shape of it, but just more aggressive in every way. Of course, you've got stickier rubber, you've got a car that's set up much more for the racetrack. Inside, you've got the familiar digital display and the central screen. Here we've got Elton John, Candle in the Wind, currently up, which is probably the least GT500 song you could imagine. 2,500 RPM, just over 3. We'll get this warmed up. Look at that hood, look at the bonnet there, that bulge. When it's warmed up, we'll be able to hear a lot more of it. Pop open the engine bay just quickly so that we can come around and take a look at this, because, well, up here you've got the latches which need to be released. Get those popped, and then we've got this, just release that, lift it up, and look at that thing, the supercharger on the top of the engine. See the felts moving. Actually, you've got quite a good view through the engine here. The support brace that runs over the top, and hence the need for that additional bulge up on the very top edge of it. Around the front, the openings for cooling. I love this design. The much bigger grille, and the way it's emphasized by this black piece in the center, GT500, the Shelby logo down across the bottom as well. This thing is a savage animal, which we're going to be having some fun with. In fact, today we're going to hear the cars going around the track, be able to watch them all in action. But this, well, as a lineup, just feast your eyes around. There's also the old 1967 GT500 over there to explore too. But yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm very excited about it. This is the new GT500. And let's have a proper look and go through all of the details. How cool is this then? The red, white and blue, feeling very American with the GT500s there, but let's talk specifications. And where better to do it than right here with a vast array of GT500s to explore. Now, of course, you can choose the exterior body color. They introduced some new colors for the GT500. For example, the Grabber Lime and the Twister Orange. You can see those are the majority of the cars that we have today, along with some of the others. The main, I think, visual thing thing to me is whether you have the carbon fiber track pack or not. So you can see this car has the larger rear wing and the carbon fiber wheels, as opposed to that car which has the standard wing at the rear and the regular wheels too. But in addition to choosing the exterior colour, you can also choose whether to have the over-the-top stripes. They can actually be vinyled or painted, and you can also choose to have some vinyl side stripes as well, should you wish to have those. So we have a few different configurations, different colour stripes all around. Coming through, we've got some other colours as well. This is Velocity Blue. Behind it is Rapid Red, which I think looks great in the sunshine. That's Race Red, the same colour as my Project Red Focus RS back at home. Velocity Blue I think looks really, really nice, but I'm a big fan of the Twist Orange, and to be honest also the Grabber Lime. I think that is a pretty special colour. Certainly in the sunshine out here, that thing stands out a lot. Now on the inside, the track pack, just to show you a little bit more of this, as well as having the wing and the wheels, actually takes away the rear seats. So in the back of the track pack, that's all you got. Some carpet back there and a little sticker that says no sitting. You're not going to be able to take more than 2 people in the car whatsoever. Let me just pull the seat back in the track pack car. Now you do have the Recaro seats with the contrast of the white stitch, Alcantara steering wheel, and I can tell you just visually, if you have this style mirror, it means it doesn't have the tech pack. So that means no navigation, no blind spot monitoring. That sounds so nice, and missing a few other bits of functionality. We do have the carbon fiber inlays and trim all around though, but I do think you need the tech package in the car. So the carbon fiber track pack, as we've discussed, is going to be very hard to get a hold of. They are only doing them on a select percentage run. That's iconic silver, by the way, just pulling out at the end, which I also think looks really, really good. There's one running around in iconic silver with stripes on it, which looks stunning. More cars going out on track as well. It's pretty busy, just constant noises of these engines firing up and the cars moving around. The track pack, by the way, also includes a revision to the suspension, some changes there as well, and it comes with Sport Cup 2 tyres as opposed to the Pilot Sport 4S tyres, slightly more road-focused tyres that come on the non-track pack car. Quite a few differences then to think about. So, choosing colours, I am leaning quite far towards orange. We will come through over this way though, because there's actually more I would like to show you, a couple of other little things about it. I have to say, the green car here with the black stripes actually looks really very nice too. But this car, orange, track pack, black roof, that's a direction I might be leaning. Although I say that Rapid Red looks good as well, but this car, this spec, that's the direction I think I'm going. I like that a lot. White car just blasting out. There's also black. There's, well, the white car. There are a few other options around and about. This looks like a beast. Big fan of that appearance for the GT500. This is something I always really enjoyed, to be able to see more under the skin at some of the development work that went into making the GT500. And we start with the front bumper, or maybe I should say a cutaway of the front bumper, but you can see the radiators behind and the additional cooling that was required. We've then got one of the early development prototype type cars, and this is actually in Kona blue. There are 3 different blues in total that you can have on the GT500. We already saw Velocity Blue. This is the much darker Kona blue, and there's also the Ford Performance blue, but behind them are many of the different components. Of course, a new hood with the vent, which actually introduced the need to have hood pins to keep it held down. We've got additional thermal management components. If we come through this way, we've also got the belly pans, which have integrated vents for airflow that goes beneath the car. Here are the hood pins, of course, basically to keep that bonnet down, held securely in place. We will come to the engine in just a moment. We've got also the complete underside of the car. That's always quite fun to be able to see in detail. Come back towards the mufflers at the back. 4-mode active valved exhaust, quad tailpipes, 2 on each side, and the X-pipe that comes all the way through to the front. This is actually fascinating. I love how they've labelled it all so we can actually see what everything is and get an understanding as we explore. Of course, we've got the wheels, the 2 different wheel options. The standard wheel that we have here that's fitted with the PS4S tyre, and then we've got the carbon fibre wheel that comes from Carbon Revolution with the Sport Cup 2s, and you can instantly see the difference in tread pattern there as well. You get more longevity out of the PS4Ss and slightly better wet weather performance, we could say. Those super sticky, ideal for driving out on the track, but great to just be able to have a look and play and touch all of this stuff. We've got the structural brace that goes over the top of the engine bay. We've also got the front suspension knuckle, of course with the additional performance of the car. Brembo make the brakes. Check out the size of those rotors, absolutely gigantic. We've got some of the Magna strut components for the suspension that are also cut away so that you can see the insides of them. I love just exploring and seeing what they've done to make all of this possible, to go through these various things. If we come back towards this side, we get more to the supercharger. We've got the limited slip diff, the supercharger here, again cut away. This thing just looks really, really cool. The Eaton supercharger, 2.65 litres of supercharger glory to make that 760 horsepower in total from the car. Then we've got a few more parts, a high capacity structural oil pan as well. And then let's come back round to check out this engine, the block that makes that magical sound that you're hearing in the background. Very, very cool thing. That just bolted on the front, needing of course to have that bulge from the hood of the car. And this actually, if we just come round it, is in Ford Performance Blue with the white stripes. So our third blue colour to see with the white stripes all the way over the top of it. Quite unusual to see the car literally up on its side like that. I guess a more natural view would be something that way around, but very, very cool to have the opportunity to be able to see some of these components and some of the parts that go into the GT500. Check that out. We've got some helicopters flying overhead. We're near an airbase here, so there'll be helicopters and planes. And those jets blasting past in the form of the GT500s and the noise they make. So the black car, that's another Ford Performance Blue, Rapid Red right behind it. The red with the white stripes is actually pretty nice too. The choices for specifications are almost endless. Of course, you've got the Shelby Snake on the side as well as around the front. That sounded nice. The noise of the supercharger whine as that car came blasting past us. That sounded really, really good. So there's gonna be lots of driving out on the track. These, they just look angry and aggressive and stupidly cool. That's what I love about it. I also love that they wear, you know, they are Ford vehicles, Ford Mustang, the Shelby GT500 of course, but the ultimate in muscle car, the ultimate in Ford supercar, and then they also happen to make hot hatches like the Focus RSs, Fiesta STs and things like that as well, all from the one company, which is, you know, pretty crazy to think about. Really, really, very, very, very cool. And that's one of the attractions to me of this, to have the three of them together, which is partly going to lead the spec choices and the colours and those conversations as well, because if you think about the red and the orange of the Focus, that's where I've got to think, you know, grab a green, grab a lime, that's not going to work. Lime green is going to look horrible alongside those, but I think in just a moment we might have the noise of a car coming flying past us. Take a listen to this. Maybe cool down, but even then, still sounds mega, oh so mega. This one's on it. Oh, hey, so good. It would be wrong not to at least take a quick look at this. The 1967 GT500, the first generation of the GT500, and I'm sure some of you might actually have worked out that my Ford GT has SH66 MEE for the Ford GT40 success back in 1966. My Heritage RS has 68 for the success of its technical predecessor, the Escort Mark I back in 1968. Well, that being 67, subtle hint towards what the plate might be when I get it back into the UK at some point in the future, and that's going to be a whole thing to have to work out. Of course, the intention, the dream, is to have a GT500 out here in the USA, to drive around the country, to kind of take a big tour with the car, to take it everywhere, kind of like I have done with the Ford GT, and then after a year or two, to bring it back, to store it in my permanent car collection with the Heritage RS and with the Ford GT, the muscle car, the supercar, the super hatch, all together. I think it's incredible that one company makes basically all of these products. And just look at this, the history of this thing, and the color scheme of this as well. It's really, really quite nice in the sunshine. Just elegant, fastback shape from the 60s. That was what it was all about, the original GT500. And that is what spawned the new car that we've been, well, having a look at today. Just listen to that. Such a good sound. One of the best production cars right now in terms of engine sound. GT500s. Just every bit of burble, gigantic exhaust tailpipes as well. So good. How epic is that? Fighter jets going overhead from the fun we've been having. Well, this brings me then to the end of the day, and what a day it has been, being surrounded by all of these, the GT500s roaring and grumbling left, right and centre, to see all of the specifications, and of course the exciting news that a GT500 is going to be joining the garage, a future Shmeemobile. Do let me know in the comments though your thoughts as to the specification. Of course, fingers crossed it's going to be possible to secure an allocation for one of the track package cars like the red one just here, but in any case, they do not look bad whether they've got the track pack or not. Even the regular car, if you could say that, looks pretty cool if you ask me, and sounds just as good. They're all being moved around though, packed up for the day, and of course, having attended today with the Ford GT just makes it even more special. There's plenty more to come though, including the driving, the first drive, the experience out and about with it. Just listen to all of the sounds. It's a constant kind of reverberation around this paddock area, but there'll be some driving out on the track, the drag strip, also getting to experience a hot lap, and yes, that's going to be pretty fun as well. But for today, thank you very much as always for watching, guys. An awesome event here in Las Vegas at the Motor Speedway with Ford Performance, and a very exciting time that alongside the GT, the Focus RS's, there's going to be one of those. Bring it on. I can't wait for all of the adventures. Do be subscribed to see plenty more of that. It's just so good. There will be loads more in the future. For now though, that is all. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.